Hello, I am Brett Michael Phillips, and welcome to the Formula for Miracles, where we're going to help you to discover 7 secrets for unlocking your power, for energy healing, for manifesting, and for higher consciousness. Now, you may know that right now companies are investing billions and billions of dollars into artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, all these technologies. But what we really need right now is an advancement in the intelligence of consciousness. I am Brent Michael Phillips. They call me the Miracle Engineer. And it is my quest to awaken humanity, to help you achieve higher consciousness, to discover and experience our potential and inner power, to find higher truth and share it. I have a huge passion for the truth. To help everyone discover our own innate healing abilities and to develop and improve our intuition. I have been considered the #1 most powerful American healer and spiritual teacher. I am an MIT trained software engineer. I am legitimately one of the people that helped create the internet. In my time as a healer and spiritual teacher, I've had well over 20,000 students. I've done over 18,000 private sessions, and I'm very proud to have personally facilitated over 1,500 miraculous instant healings with this formula for miracles. I've been a frequent guest on local and national TV, including CBS and Fox, as well as local and national radio, including Coast to Coast AM. I've also been invited to be a guest expert on over 200 telesummits, and I've even been the most popular and #1 bestseller for many of the top summit hosts, including Lisa Garr and Darius Banderzah. I am the founder and creator of Awakening Dynamics, the world's premier consciousness technology for energy healing, mind power, and the ascension of consciousness. I am a 2-time Amazon #1 best-selling author, and I really want you to make the most of our conscious connection here. And so this is life-changing stuff we're going to cover. I really, really want you to experience the power of what's available to you here right now on this webinar. So please, let's try to avoid distractions. Take your cell phone, either put it on silent or turn it off just for a short time. Please close or ignore all the link-based Twittergramming apps or whatever else that we're using this week. And if you've got a TV running in the background, you might want to turn it off because, again, I want you to get the most value. I know you want to get the most value of our time together here. And so I claim to be the miracle engineer. So let's talk for a second about that word miracle. What are miracles? Well, I would explain a miracle as being simply any phenomena that cannot be explained by our current level of science and technology. And you know what? You have all experienced miracles. Have you ever been thinking about someone and then they call you? Have you ever maybe thought about or been talking about some song and all of a sudden it comes on the radio? Or maybe you've had the experience of there's something you need or really want, and then it just shows up in your life almost by magic. The truth is, we are all surrounded by miracles. I'm sure you've heard stories of people who have cancer one week, and the next they experience a spontaneous remission. It's all gone. You may have heard stories about someone unknown who spotted and rises to fame. There was that wonderful story about the woman, I think, from Scotland a few years ago. And she got this incredible career as a singer out of nowhere. And there's all sorts of wonderful stories about people who defy the odds and survive a near-death experience. And just in case you're not convinced yet, just in case you're not sure you believe in miracles, let's talk science for a moment. Did you know that our very existence is a miracle? Did you know that the very laws of the universe are built on a foundation of miracles? Truly, us being here on Earth is perhaps the greatest miracle of them all. Did you know that the random chance of intelligent life appearing on Earth is less likely than winning the lottery every day for 100 years? Now, you've probably caught glimpses of how miraculous our universe truly is. And I want to help you to experience what it's like to live a fully connected, aware, and empowered life. And so one more scientific miracle I'm sure you've heard of is the total solar eclipse. Did you know that the moon is exactly the same size as the sun in our sky? That's the truth. The solar eclipse only happens because the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon and is also 400 times further away. That's the only way that we can have the solar eclipse the way we experience it, as if the moon and the sun are exactly the same size in the sky. And astronomers have calculated that the odds of this occurring at random are impossibly small. This is just one of many miracles that happens in the universe around us all the time. The truth is, miracles are integral to our existence. Miracles are not just things that happened a few times to special people, maybe thousands of years ago. Did you know, as another example of a miracle, that if the force of gravity were 1/1 millionth of 1% stronger or weaker, we would not have a universe? We could not exist. That's right. If you change the strength of gravity by just 1/1 millionth of 1%, either way, there is no universe. I'd call that a miracle. And so we humans are born to a miracle consciousness. We simply need to reawaken our connection to miracles. And so I want to share this with you. I want to reveal the formula for miracles to you. And so today, what you're going to learn are the 7 secrets for unlocking your power for creating miracles through energy healing, through manifesting, through intuition, and living in a higher consciousness. I also want to show you how to avoid the typical law of attraction fluff and nonsense, because I know you want to find something that really works for you. I'm going to share with you today how to communicate with your subconscious mind. I'm going to share with you the step-by-step simple formula by which anybody can become a master healer. And it's much, much easier than you may think. What you will experience today, you're going to experience subconscious block clearings, eliminating subconscious beliefs and obstacles that are holding you back in life. You will experience subconscious downloads. This is the technology, this ability to create new neural pathways that allow you to do things that you probably couldn't do before. You will also experience consciousness shifting. This is a simple but phenomenally powerful process to raise you up to a higher spiritual vibration. And you are likely to experience pain dissolving, and many of you will also start to see energy and auras with your open eyes. And so you may say, okay, Brent, this is interesting, but how is it that an MIT engineer became a healer? And why do they call you the miracle engineer? So let me answer that. I grew up as a technology geek. I went to college at MIT. And at MIT, I discovered the internet. And it was so amazing. And of course, that sounds funny today, but back in the 80s, nobody had ever heard of the internet. Long story short, I got my bachelor's degree, my master's degree at MIT. I was working on my PhD as part of the Telemedia Networks and Systems groups at the Laboratory for Computer Science. In 1994, my group in grad school, we sent the first ever live video over the web. And so when the internet boom hit, I thought, wow, this is going to be my ticket to riches. And so I decided that I would leave graduate school, move to California, recruit my lifelong best friend, start an internet company, and hopefully make millions of dollars. And you know what? Things got off to a good start at first. Did you know that the very first website I ever created in my life was the website for the launch of the Sony PlayStation in the summer of 1995? And so within a year, I had 15 people working for me. I developed the very first website for a number of high-profile Fortune 500 clients, companies you've heard of like Disneyland and Nissan Motors, and several divisions of Sony. I was well on my way to living my dream. I figured, heck, I'll work really hard for a couple of years. I'll sell some internet company for millions of dollars, and then maybe move to a tropical island and spend my days hot tubbing with supermodels. Sounds like a good plan, huh? And you'd think, well, Brent, hey, you had this great education, you're really smart, you were one of the world's leading internet experts in the 90s when the internet boom hit, you'd think you'd be incredibly successful, right? Well, things got off to a good start, but, after that, I didn't just crash, I burned. And so even with the advantages of an MIT education and all that initial success I had, my life did not take me in the direction I wanted. As a matter of fact, it was absolutely horrible. And isn't that what a lot of us experience? And so we're going to talk a little bit about my dark night of the soul. a tale of tragedy, betrayal, and woe. What really happened to me. And so, long story short, I was betrayed by my lifelong best friend. He stole this multi-million dollar company that we had founded. Even worse, right at that same time, uh, when I was just 27 years old, I had been in conventional therapy for years because of repetitive stress injuries. I had terrible pain. It got so bad that some days I had to pull my car over because I couldn't hold the steering wheel. It was too painful to drive. I had to move in with my parents because some days I was in so much pain that my mother had to cut my food for me. But after years of therapy failed me, the doctors gave up on me. When I was 27, they put me on permanent disability and told me I'd never be out of pain, that there was no chance I could ever work again. But I didn't give up, even though I had lost my multi-million dollar company, even though I was in terrible pain, deep in debt, living with my parents, told I had no hope of ever recovering my life by the best doctors. I didn't give up. Long story short, I spent about a year doing every positive thinking program I could imagine. But it didn't work. It didn't help me. I went to positive thinking seminars and jumped on the stage and high-fived my friends and made vision boards and put power words on my wall and said my mantras 108 times a day and went to masterminds and all this stuff. But I didn't get better. I got worse. I then turned to alternative medicine and I thought, heck, maybe this alternative stuff can help me. Well, long story short, I spent 5 years as a full-time patient. All I did was run around and try to get treatment. I did acupuncture, I took herbs, and I went to homeopaths and osteopaths and chiropractors, and I did all these different kinds of cleanses, and I did special diets, and I did yoga and Pilates and Reiki and pranic healing, and you name it. I had all these machines and devices and electric stims and magnets and lasers and so on. But I didn't get better. I got worse. And I know many of you have been there, or maybe you still are. Things really came to a boiling point. As bad as it was before, it got even worse. In 2003, I agreed to have an experimental surgery. I found a doctor who thought he could help to try to cure my pain. And when I woke up from the surgery, instead of being better, I found my right arm was paralyzed. I couldn't move it at all. And that was really rock bottom. I thought, oh my God, now I can't even dress myself. I can't move my arm. How am I ever going to get back to work? How am I ever going to recover my life? And so the good news is things got better. As they say, it's always darkest before the dawn. You see, my Aunt Lauren had told me about her friend Terry, and Terry had done some kind of crazy New Age healing. Now, I didn't expect anything would happen. I had never gotten any good results from any of this stuff. Remember, I'd been at this for years and years, trying everything under the sun. But I figured, heck, I'll give it a shot because I was desperate. And it was something different, and I like to believe it was possible that I could get better. And so I went to see Terry, and long story short, Terry spent an hour working with my subconscious mind doing this block clearing thing. And then she did this instant healing process on me. I remember she's sitting across the room from me with her, she kind of closed her eyes and her eyes rolled back into her head for a minute. And about a minute later, something went pop in my elbow. And I was like, oh my God, I could move my arm again without any pain. It had instantly healed. I had experienced a genuine miracle, and that totally changed the course of my life. And so I was completely transformed, and I decided I was going to go learn this and teach it and practice it. I had experienced a miracle, and I knew there was some kind of formula or code for it. I knew there was technology behind it, and I was on a quest to figure it out. And you know what? You'd think, oh, hey, Brent, sure, with your education and you sound like a smart guy, I'm sure this was easy. Not at all. Actually, all that education, all that experience as a scientist and an engineer was just the opposite. It made me terrible at this stuff. I was totally hopeless when I first started energy healing. I knew I was not in alignment, but I knew there was some kind of formula or code to be discovered. And so I didn't give up. I just kept searching. Long story short again, I spent 15 years, over 20,000 hours, and over $500,000. I went and studied with the master healers, with the gurus, with the intuitives, with the psychics. I learned from the best of the best. And little by little, I reverse engineered and figured out what they were doing. I cracked the code. I discovered their secrets, their shortcuts, their techniques, and I want to share them with you. And because it was so hard for me, that means I went through all that struggle and pain, so you don't have to. I want to make it really easy for you. Now, I really believe I have cracked the code of spiritual technology, and I want you to experience it. This is the same system, the same processes that I share in my weekend intensives. This is the exact system designed to unlock everybody's master healer potential. Remember, I was terrible at this stuff when I started. Many of my teachers actually told me, Brent, you are the worst student ever. And it is absolutely a miracle in its own right that someone like me, a scientist and engineer, totally stuck in my head, could ever become an energy healer and a spiritual teacher. But there's a code to it. There really is. There is a formula for miracles. And the fact that I could do this only confirms that you can too. That I guarantee to you. And so, what has this done for me? Well, using this formula for miracles, using the exact same 7 secrets I'll be sharing with you on this webinar right now, I recovered my health after doctors told me it was impossible. I started a successful business doing what I love, making a difference in the world, after I was broke, bankrupt, in debt, and put on permanent disability with no hope of recovery. I've had spiritual experiences and discovered higher consciousness that I never thought would even be possible. I beat the odds to find love, and now I have a wonderful family. And most importantly, it was only because I had developed this skill of a master healer. I was able to literally save the life of my mother, my son, and my wife. So it is no exaggeration that the lives of my entire family I owe to this work. That's how important this has been to me. And so, what has it done for others? Using these exact same 7 secrets we'll be sharing with you, I am proud to have facilitated over 1,500 miraculous instant healings for my private session clients, including many life-threatening and so-called impossible to heal conditions. I've helped my clients and students to achieve profound life transformations, especially with money. I've helped them to accelerate and raise their consciousness, to open the door to get them on their journey towards enlightenment. And so before we get any further, I want to offer you some hard proof that this really works, something scientific that you will see for yourself. And what I'm going to show you are pictures of what's called live blood cell analysis. On the left side, you're going to see the blood of people before they came to one of my weekend intensives. And on the right, you're going to see the picture of that same person's blood 2 days later. The only thing that's changed is they've come through this program. They spent a weekend with me. And I've done this more than once, and every time the blood cell analyst tells me, oh my gosh, Brent, I don't believe it. I have never seen so much positive change in someone's blood in just 2 days. They tell me it normally takes months of work. You have to change your diet, you have to take supplements, you have to exercise, you have to do yoga and meditate. I'm going to show you what happens. And again, on the left, you're going to see the picture of the blood on Friday before the weekend intensive. And on the right, you'll see the same person's blood 2 days later. And you'll see there's a huge difference between the healthy and sick cells. The healthy cells look round and solid. The unhealthy cells have odd and irregular shapes. So here we go. Here's a picture of Tom's blood. On the left is Tom's blood on Friday before the weekend intensive. On the right is Tom's blood on Sunday. The only thing that's different was exposure to this energy and what he learned. Radical shift in every cell of the body. And this is the hard scientific proof I want to offer. This really works. This is what happens in your body when you go through this process. Let's look at a couple more. Here's from a woman, Nicole. Again, on the left is the picture of her blood on Friday. On the right is the picture of her blood on Sunday. A pretty amazing difference, huh? You don't have to be a highly trained blood cell expert to see the incredible change that happens in every cell of the body. And then here's another example from Tony. Again, on the left, that was her blood on Friday. On the right, that was her blood on Sunday, just 2 days later. No change in diet, no supplements, nothing like that. Just learning this energy healing. That's it. Just being in this higher consciousness. And so you may wonder, okay, Brent, I didn't even think this was possible. So what is it? What's changed in the world that allows us to do this? How is miracle engineering even possible? Well, quite simply, there has been an evolution of consciousness on this planet. Something has really changed with the Earth and human potential in the last 30 years. It's involved the harmonic convergence, then the harmonic concordance. And part of it was also when our solar system crossed the ecliptical plane of the galaxy in 2012. But this great shift, this evolution of consciousness, is not about the end of the world. It's not about the alien mothership landing in Times Square or any nonsense like that. Instead, what's really happening with human consciousness can be explained by science and mathematics. Quite simply, we have added a dimension to our human reality. And by learning to access these secrets to higher dimensional living, we can now do things that were extremely difficult or even impossible just a few decades ago. And so ultimately, all this is just a matter of technology. With advanced technology, what was previously considered a miracle is now commonplace. For example, your smartphone. Did you know that if you took that phone back in time 100 years, it would be considered a miracle? But today, it's not a big deal, right? You got the world at your fingertips, Google and FaceTime and Skype and all this. You can talk to people anywhere in the world in real time with a computer in your pocket. It's just a matter of technology. However, what I found on my journey is that most of the spiritual teachers, most of the healers, are using old technology. There's nothing wrong with old technology. Like an old car, it can get you there, but it might be slow and it might be a rough ride. And with something as important as consciousness and spirituality, I know you don't want to get stuck with old technology. I know you agree that you only want the best and newest spiritual technology. And so I spent many years studying with the masters, and I did exactly what they trained me to do at MIT. I analyzed their systems, took them apart, figured out how they worked, and then used that knowledge to make something better. And so with what I've discovered with this new technology, there's no more long, complicated processes. There's no need for any natural ability to be a healer, to be an intuitive, nothing like that. With this new technology, anybody can very quickly, very easily develop the skills of a master healer. And so here are what I call the 7 secrets to miracle consciousness. And we're going to talk about all of them. So you don't have to memorize this or write it down. We're going to talk about instant healings, body intelligence, the development of intuition, how to recode the subconscious with block clearings and downloads, how to manifest things into your life with a theta wave, how to achieve higher levels of embodiment, literally getting more consciousness into your body through a process of consciousness shifting, where you'll often learn to see energy with your open eyes, and a process known as movement feedback holography. And the 7th secret is awakening, discovering the truth of you. So let's talk about them. Secret number 1, instant healing. And so I'm going to play a short video here. This is a real person just like you. His name is Aristotle, who came to one of my weekend intensives and learned the instant healing process. And I want him to share in his own words what it did for him with a real person and a real problem that happened a little bit later. So here we go.
Hi, my name is Aristotle Karras. I wanted to give a testimonial for my friend Brent Phillips that I just took his class, Awakening Dynamics. It was probably the most in-depth healing workshop that I've ever taken. It was so profound because it gave you real tools that you were able to use right away. One of the students in the class, besides myself, uh, we ended up knowing each other and from another event, and we called each other a couple of days later after class, and she happened to have fall down and hit her head. And I said, "Hey, do you mind if I do some casework on you?" She goes, "Absolutely, please." And within minutes, she was having her headache and trauma that she had go away. And I've had amazing experiences since then, been able to work on myself, work on my family. I just cannot say enough about Brent Phillips and what a gift he is to the world, and his skills and his level of teaching. Just the handouts alone were just epic.
And so that's what happened with Aristotle. Now I want to offer you another case study. This one I just got in recently from Anthony from Baltimore, Maryland. And this is what he wrote me. He emailed me and said, Brent, I didn't do my first healing until 6 months after your training, when my mother was diagnosed with leukemia. She was taken to Georgetown University Hospital, one of the best in the area, and she was told she had only about 2 weeks to live. They sent her home with some medications and a very small chance of success. I wasn't sure if I was ready, but with your block clearing, I was confident in my training. This week she returned to the hospital, and they found no trace of the big C. She is 100% healed. And so this is an instant healing on his mother's deadly cancer that he learned just from coming through this training, just from learning this simple instant healing process. Pretty awesome, huh? Now we're going to move on to secret number 2, which is how to tap into your body intelligence. And this is really exciting because while the mind can be deceiving, the body always tells the truth. Other terms for this process are called muscle testing or applied kinesiology. And the way it works is simple. When you know how to ask the body questions, the body can reveal the codes in the subconscious mind. You can get a direct hotline to your own subconscious mind. You can use any time you want for the whole rest of your life. And it's very easy to learn. On to secret number 3, which is intuition. Intuitive development is a really important part of what I want to offer you. We all have an intuitive channel, but most of us haven't learned how to use it properly. And so everybody can develop intuition. Intuition is your connection to a higher power, a higher dimensional intelligence that can see and understand things that the human mind cannot. And you know what? The odds don't matter when you have a strong intuitive connection. You're not at the mercy of your environment. Your own inner guidance can be developed to tell you what's always going to be the right decision for you. And you know what? I want to emphasize it was really, really hard for me to develop intuition. I was terrible at it. It took me years of constant practice, all these seminars and teachers and programs, etc. But I finally got it. And there's that old saying that goes, C students make the best teachers. And because it was so hard for me to develop intuition, I learned all these amazing secrets and insights and techniques that I've simplified. And I want to make it really easy for you to do this too. And so we're going to cut to another very quick case study. A woman that came to one of my weekend intensive. Her name is Felicia from Chicago. And Felicia is going to share with you how learning these secrets turbocharged her intuition.
Hey Brent, this is Felicia here. As a result of taking the class, being a level 1 Formula for Miracles practitioner, I am able to heal people instantly. As a result of that, my income has increased by at least 20%, and I launched a radio show that Sunday night, and so I would like for you to be on the show. And so I am just so grateful and thankful that I am a part of your tribe and will continue to be, because I do intend to take the next set of classes. So that's what Formula for Miracles has done for me. It personally has changed my life. The Unleashing Your Inner Millionaire helped me to overcome some negative thoughts about money and um, success. Um, what else? Some generational curses. And I mean, it was instant, and I saw results after that. Like I said, my income increased 20%, my confidence increased, my self-esteem, how I, knowing that I am more than enough. even my intuitiveness increased. So I'm stepping back into my power. I am my power, and I'm grateful and thankful.
All right, let's keep rolling. On to secret number 4, which is subconscious recoding. And so with these very easy to use processes of subconscious recoding, you can easily find subconscious blocks, clear those blocks, and install new code into the subconscious. You can literally create new neural pathways in your brain and nervous system to allow you to experience and achieve things that might have seemed impossible before. It's literally just like downloading software on your computer. Let's say you want to play solitaire, but you don't have the right program. Well, guess what? You can just go on the internet and download it, right? 2 minutes later, you can be playing your game. Did you know your life is the same? We have programs in the subconscious for every area of life, for how much money we make, for our physical health, our emotional health, our relationships, our sense of purpose, our happiness, our intuition, you name it. And by learning to work with these subconscious codes, you can literally change the software of your soul. And you can learn how to do this with just a few hours of training. And it literally just takes seconds. It's so easy. It's so powerful, so life-changing. And so rather than talk to you a lot about it, I want to show you a real life example of a subconscious block clearing session. And this video is taken from one of my live weekend intensives, where I randomly picked Michael from a group to do a demonstration. First, I'm going to show you a couple minutes of what it looks like so you can see for yourself. And then a little bit later, I'm going to show you another video from Michael where he will tell you in his own words what happened in the couple days after we did this session. So here we go. Let's check. I have to quit my job to make more money.
I have to quit my job to make more money.
Good. You have your own company or a job or?
Own company.
Okay. I have to start a different company to make more money.
I have to start a different company to make more money.
No. Okay. You may want to. We just don't want to make you think you have to.
Okay.
Let's check. I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
Okay. Let's clear that. Okay.
Okay.
I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
Good. I have to know how it's going to happen first.
I have to know how it's going to happen first.
No. Good. I'm open to Creator's plan for my life.
I'm open to Creator's plan for my life.
Good. I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
Nope. Want to shift that?
Might as well, yeah.
It's okay. I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
Good. I can take care of my family no matter how much money I make.
I take care of my family no matter how much money I make.
Good. I am comfortable in my new energy.
I'm comfortable with my new energy.
Good. My body is comfortable with its new energy.
My body is comfortable with its new energy.
All right. All set. Good work. Yay! Congratulations, sir. And so there you go. Now let's move on. I want to reveal to you secret number 5, which is theta wave manifesting. This is a very powerful process. By learning to access a conscious theta brain state, we can send a powerful signal out to the universe to draw things, to attract them into our life. Maybe more money, a different job, new friends, your soulmate, you name it. Everybody has the power to do this, and it's very easy. But I do want to address the red elephant in the room. And it's this. You may be thinking, okay, Brent, that sounds cool, but this sounds kind of like the law of attraction. What's going on here? And so let me answer that. What is the law of attraction? Well, the law of attraction is a law of the universe. It tells us that whatever we tend to think about and focus on, we will get more of. In other words, like attracts like. So if you think like a rich person and act like a rich person and live in rich person energy, you'll attract money. And so on and so forth. The trouble is, the law of attraction doesn't work, at least not most of the time. There was a scientific study done that found over 99% of people who used the typical law of attraction techniques got bad results. So why is that? Why is it that so many of us don't get the results we want? There's a lot of answers, but here's the biggest one. Subconscious blocks. And so if you are full of subconscious blocks, you can run around and do positive thinking programs till the cows come home. I don't think you're going to see much happen. Remember, I spent the good chunk, almost a year, as this gung-ho positive thinking warrior, going to these weekends, jumping on the stage, high-fiving people, masterminds, vision boards, magical manifesting, mantras 108 times a day, you name it. But nothing changed in my life. And nothing changed until that day I went to see Terry. And because she learned this process and she was able to clear my subconscious blocks, I experienced a miracle in just 1 hour. And I want you to experience miracles too. We just got to clear the subconscious blocks, and then this stuff can work for you. But you may wonder, okay, Brent, but some people do get good results. What's going on there? Well, again, the studies have shown about 1% of people that use the typical law of attraction processes do feel they get good results. And here's why. There's about 1% of us that are naturally free of subconscious blocks. It's that simple. And so if you're naturally free of subconscious blocks, you can go to a positive thinking program or a mastermind or whatever and make a vision board, and things will show up magically in your life. But that's 1% of the time. I want to do better than that. I want everybody to experience the power of manifesting. And by combining the subconscious block clearing with the theta wave manifesting, it's an incredibly powerful combination. Really, the sky's the limit. And for many people, this is the missing piece. And so to restate it quite simply, the law of attraction won't work until you clear your subconscious blocks. And I would love to share with you this technology of how to rewrite what I call the software of your soul, to clear the blocks, to install the new codes, to start living life on your terms. And so, to summarize, 99% of our power to manifest is locked up in the subconscious. And if you don't know how to do the block clearings, you're never going to access that power. So you clear the blocks, you get access to 100 times more power for manifesting. That's how it works. You also need to know how to access the theta wave. The theta brainwave is the technology. It's like this magical key that unlocks the power of the subconscious mind. And so to manifest successfully, there's just two things we need. One is to clear the subconscious blocks, and two is to show you how to get into a waking theta brain state. But with the right technology, it's very easy, and you can learn it in an hour or two. That's all it takes. So to show you the power of this process, remember, Michael, we showed you a little bit of the healing and block clearing session we did a few minutes ago. Now I want to share with you in his own words the incredible miracle that happened. You'll be blown away. This is what happened just a few days after the session you saw earlier.
In September, Brent called me up and we did some digging. You may notice in the manifesting in your booklet we just did, it said if you had a manifest that showed up tonight, come and let us know tomorrow, which triggered my thoughts about this story. Well, Brent did the digging on me. We went through financial prosperity. Very intuitive, very good session. But I remember at the end he said something like, okay, now the money can flow to you. Let's bump it up a bit and have some good money come in. So I went home. My pot of gold was not sitting there on my front doorstep. So I didn't have a story the next day. And the day after that, it was still pretty much life as usual. However, well, let me tell you, I was at one point the director of computing for a good chunk of the UCLA campus. It was back in the mid-90s. I left there in 96. Well, on Monday, I had a letter from the University of California saying that they had money for me. As a matter of fact, it was over a six-figure check, and they wanted to know if I wanted them to process and send it to me. They'd been trying to find me, and they finally located me. So I thought about this because I told Brent I thought he was slipping there. It took so long for that money to show up, but I had to give him a break because we figured out there was no mail delivered on Sunday. So the check showed up on Monday. Yep. Well, the letter showed up on Monday, so all I had to do was request the check.
Yep. And so, yes, this really happened. Michael came to my weekend intensive. We did about 10, 15 minutes of block clearing. I have the whole video available if you want to watch the whole thing. It's less than 15 minutes. And 2 days later, the day after the weekend intensive, he had over $130,000 come to him out of nowhere. And of course, this is not a typical result. Not everybody has that level of results that quickly. But this really happened. And this is what the kind of amazing miracle that occur when you have this technology. So let's keep rolling. On to secret number 6, which is embodiment. And so embodiment is the difference between reading about how to swim and actually swimming. It's the difference between having facts in your head and actually knowing and having the experience of doing something. And so this is a huge missing piece with so many systems of energy healing, law of attraction, mind power, intuition, higher consciousness. There's some good places you can go, books you can read, programs to listen to. They'll give you some good spiritual teachings. But for most people, it stops there. You got some new shiny new spiritual facts in your head, but your life hasn't changed. I'll tell you, for me, when I first started reading spiritual books, I loved it. It was wonderful. It changed my whole view of God and my life and what was possible. But it was just ideas at first. So I'd sit in my easy chair on Saturday with my favorite spiritual book and get a nice warm fuzzy feeling. And then I'd get in my car to go somewhere and some idiot would cut me off and I'd be screaming at him. I just want to point out that's what happens when knowledge is not embodied. I want you to embody these high spiritual truths. I want you to live in higher consciousness. And we have technology for this. You got to learn this because this is a huge missing piece. Embodiment turbocharges your abilities for healing, for manifesting. One of the processes we use is called movement feedback holography. This is a unique, advanced technique. I haven't seen anyone else doing this. Only me and one of my colleagues, that's it. We also use an advanced process called consciousness shifting for embodiment. That we're going to do a little bit later. And we even have other techniques to learn to actually synchronize your brain waves, to learn to dissolve pain and access the highest levels of meditative consciousness and higher intelligence states. And remember that without embodiment, you can't fully activate the law of attraction. And it's really hard to find effective teaching of embodiment. But after years of research, I have the technology, I've cracked the code, and I really, really want to share this with you. And so next what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a little video. Rather than just talk to you about the movement feedback holography thing, I want to show you a little demonstration. This is a real live movement session done with Jake. This was recorded live at one of my weekend intensives. You'll actually watch him by doing the movement. I'm beaming him with energy as we're working and giving him feedback. And you're actually shaking off the old stories and blocks that we carry at the neuromuscular level. Using this process, we can within a matter of minutes clear hundreds of subconscious blocks and help people to drop out of their head and get into the flow of life, into presence, into grace, into the flow of miracles. So here you go. Here's a little example of the work in action.
Wow, it's his left and right side are totally split. It's like there's a barrier down the middle of his body, and the left and right are not cooperating. They're oddly in sync.
Very much in sync, yeah.
They're very much in sync. But I see like this big barrier right down the middle.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's like dividing you in half.
It's hard to see it from the side, but I can see it on the camera view. It's like a 1 foot wide barrier between the two.
There's also a little bit of frustrated loss, not sure where to go. That's showing up? Yeah. That he has energy, but he feels like what he's doing doesn't really matter. It's just wrong and bad. Show us the bully, the brute.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
I think the room is shaking.
Yeah. I felt like a wave of force flew off of you.
Oof, there's some power there.
You see how much sadness is coming up? That's okay. Go with the sadness. The sadness will set you free of all this.
That's pulling in towards him a lot more.
Yeah.
The energy's coming in.
You can feel how powerful he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is really good.
Oh, yeah.
You see,
and even though he's sitting, it's moving through his whole body.
Yeah.
His whole body,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a power that's flowing from top to bottom.
Can you see his vision turned on? Mm-hmm. You can see he has huge vision. There's so much wisdom in there.
Now we're going to move on to secret number 7. We saved the best for last. Secret 7 is the most powerful, the most transformative, and it is awakening. And so what is awakening? Quite simply, awakening is coming to a complete and crystal clear understanding of what you, the real you, awareness are, and how that is different than the you of the separated ego. And this is not a new teaching. This is actually ancient wisdom rediscovered. These teachings of awakening are also known as Jnana Yoga, as non-duality, as Advaita Vedanta. This has actually been around for thousands of years. Here's the trouble, though. Most of these ancient teachings, while they're powerful and true, they're very difficult for us to understand. Most of them were developed by people that lived hundreds or thousands of years ago, that lived in completely different cultures and spoke different languages. And so it's almost impossible to learn this from those sources. Not that they're bad sources, but we always need teachers, especially for these advanced teachings, that can make things easy for us. And I think if I have one real natural talent, it's this. I can understand and absorb these very esoteric and difficult concepts and then explain it to you in a way that you can understand. If I have a superpower, that's it. And I want to show you what awakening is. I want you to experience the truth of you. And I'm so excited I've had so many students who have said to me, oh my gosh, Brent, with the way you explain it, I finally get it. Many of my students have been on this path for decades. They've been seekers. They've lived in ashrams. They've done yoga. They've done meditation. They've done all this energy healing and intuitive work. And it wasn't until someone explains it to them in the right way that they really understand awakening. And I want you to have this too. Because awakening is all of these things and so much more. Awakening is the beginning of the end of suffering. There's no other way to get there. Awakening is the key. It's the only thing that can help you to totally release attachment to result. Awakening is also your own spiritual turbocharger. What do I mean by that? Well, the thing that holds us back with our healing, with our manifesting, with intuition, finding purpose, you name it, is our attachment. And without awakening, it's impossible to get past that attachment. It's an immovable obstacle. And as you start to wake up, you get the ability to release your attachment. And it makes everything you do so much more powerful. You'll become 10 to 100 times more powerful as a healer, as a manifester, as an intuitive. It makes such an enormous difference. It's hard for me to even put it into words. Awakening is also the gateway to higher consciousness. It has been called by many the foot in the door to enlightenment. And again, it's all about knowing what you are. And I'll give you a hint right now. You're not what you were taught, and it's not your fault. You are not any kind of separate being. You are not a man or a woman or a spirit or even a soul. Those things are real. There's bodies, there's minds, there's souls, absolutely. But the truth of you is much grander, greater than any of that. And this is the gateway to higher consciousness, the beginning of the end of suffering, the foot in the door to enlightenment. And so, rather than just talking about this stuff, I want to do some experiential processes. So let me ask, are you ready to actually experience higher consciousness? What we're going to do now is a consciousness shifting process. One of the things that happens for many people, maybe the first time, it may take you multiple exposures, we'll see. It will turn on your ability to see energy and auras with your open eyes. It can help you to dissolve pain and discomfort. It will give you a direct, visceral, physical experience of what it feels like to live in awakened consciousness. This is an embodiment technique. And so I don't just want to talk to you about higher consciousness. I want to do everything I can so you can experience it for yourself. I like to say that this consciousness shifting process we're about to do, it cranks up the volume of okayness in your life and the world. In other words, when you achieve this higher consciousness, everything just seems more okay. You'll be more at peace, more grounded, less pain, more focused. And it's really incredible. And all that is a process of raising your spiritual vibration. So before we do this, I want to offer a couple warnings. First warning, if you get deep into this, you may see, if you're looking at me or a picture of a loved one, you may see the faces fade out and other faces and lifetimes appear instead. If you're seeing that, don't panic. You're not going crazy. We're actually lifting the veil so that you can access the higher dimensions directly. And so you're going beyond the veil of this physicality, of this human four-dimensional box, and seeing the truth of what's actually there. And many people, if they go really deep, you may even watch the whole room start to fade out. It may fade out to black or white. If it happens, great. That means you're getting very deep. It's also very common. You may notice objects that you know are stationary, but they seem to be moving. There's an appearance of motion. If you see it, great. That means you're really getting it. And so we're going to jump in and do it. And so we're going to take about 3 minutes. And what I want you to do is to just pick something to focus on. And so I'm going to throw up one of my pictures. If you want to look at my picture, that's great. You're welcome to. If you would rather pull up a picture of a loved one or a spiritual teacher, a person or animal that's very important in your life, that's fine too. If you're going to look at someone's picture, I encourage you to look into their left eye. As they say, the left eye is the window to the soul. And so I would just encourage you, again, we're just going to do it for about 3 minutes. I'm going to talk just a little bit. I want you to know I'm still here. But I don't want to talk the whole time because it's hard for me to hold this energy at the highest level when I'm talking. Try to minimize your blinking. It's not wrong. Don't force your eyes open. But the less you can blink, the deeper you'll go. And just in case it gets too weird for you, you can always just blink your eyes and look around the room, and that'll bring you right back to normal. So here we go. Let's take a little journey into higher consciousness. So I'm going to start tuning the energy for you. And as we start to move into this expanded consciousness, sometimes you'll see the aura appear. If you're looking at a picture of a person or an animal, you may notice a little bit of white light appearing behind their head and their shoulders. That's the aura. As we go a little deeper here, if you're more advanced, you may see colors appear. And I'm just going to slowly and gently turn up the energy here. You may notice objects moving. You may notice things start to blur. If you're looking at a picture of a person or an animal, you may even notice their face start to change. They might appear younger or older, or maybe a whole different person shows up. Okay, so we're about 2 minutes in here. I'm going to turn up the energy just a little more before we finish. So I'm just going to be silent for the next 30, 40 seconds. As I can't go as deep when I'm talking, and then I'll bring it back to normal. All right. And so I'm going to bring us back to normal now. Wasn't that cool? And so this is something that everybody can learn to do. Again, for all of us, higher consciousness is our birthright. There's a simple technology to it. Now I want to transition and show you a super fast case study from Deborah and her experience when she went through learning some of this stuff. So here we go with Deborah.
Hi, my name is Deborah. I was a student of Brent's this past year, and I'd like to sincerely thank him for all that he taught me in his Awakening Dynamics Level 1 course. Prior to that, I had been in the technical field for 21 years, and I had to leave in 2014 due to chronic fatigue syndrome. This was mostly stress related for me, and being the left brain logical person that I decided that I was going to take a leap of faith and leave my job and go ahead and work on the physical. And I didn't really have a lot of concepts in the metaphysical world. So about a year and a half later, I was kind of in the same predicament, and I was spinning my wheels, and I was really feeling hopeless. And then I learned about Brent on a teleseminar in 2015 of December, and he spoke about his story, which I related to because we're both technical, and he talked about some concepts that I wasn't familiar with in the metaphysical world. And so I was really intrigued, skeptical but intrigued, because I had tried so much more before that. And so I took a leap of faith with him, and I went ahead and enrolled in his course in January. And he taught me that everything up here really does shape how we see our world. So he showed us the tools to simply access that information of these limiting beliefs, and he showed me how to reprogram them in a very simple and elegant manner. So, and I'm really thrilled because, about 8 months later, life is just so different now, and I'm just so excited because I'm about to start a holistic business, and my health is just improved significantly. So I'm really sincerely grateful to Brent for getting that information out there, and especially for people like myself who are very technically oriented, because he made it so easy to understand all these metaphysical concepts, and he really opened up my world. So thank you so much, Brent.
Now we have to ask, is this for you? How many of you now know you can unlock true abundance? I'm not just talking about money, but that's part of it, but also an abundance of rewarding relationships, purpose, and joy, if you just had the right technology to easily clear the subconscious blocks. Do you want to deepen your understanding and awaken the unlimited healing potential energy that's within you right now? Are you open to the possibility that a spiritual awakening is the gateway to finally live the life that you deserve? And so, who's interested in discovering the secrets hidden in the ancient mystery schools? Are you ready? I know you are. I know you want to experience the power, the fulfillment, the joy that comes from being a certified master healer. You were created to lead an extraordinary life. And this program, this double intensive package I've put together, is really the culmination of my life's work. This program is the key to unlocking your authentic power. I wanted people like you to have a complete yet simple way to unlock your potential, to develop a profound connection with the universe that empowers you to create a positive impact every single day. And now, for any program to be effective, it must have 3 core components. Number 1, you want to learn from cutting edge but proven content. You want the best of the best, of course you do. Number 2, to embody this, you need supervised practice with masters. You can't just read a book on swimming and dive off into the lake, of course not. You need support. You need to practice what you've learned in a supervised environment with support and facilitation by those that have mastered the skills. And number 3, you need ongoing support. You need a community. And you also need an opportunity for deep discovery, to go much deeper into the areas and topics and techniques that are most interesting, most important for you. And so I've put together this double intensive package. Part 1 is Awakening Level 1, Secrets to Higher Dimensional Living. You will get instant access to self-paced video training, exercises, and a detailed manual over 100 pages to help you effortlessly master this formula for miracles. 7 primary modules. You will learn all 7 secrets of higher dimensional living and do exercises to apply this. You will learn and do instant healings. You will learn and experience talking to your subconscious mind, the body intelligence. You will experience how to develop your intuition and to fine-tune it, to expand it. You'll discover the premier technology for subconscious recoding, how to do block clearings and downloads permanently in seconds. You will learn all the secrets of theta wave manifesting to create the things that you want to experience in your life. You will get access to the cutting edge, only the most powerful, most potent tools of embodiment. So you won't just learn spiritual truth, you will live it. And you will also start your awakening. The beginning of the end of suffering, get your foot in the door to enlightenment. Finally crack that attachment. Install the spiritual turbocharger that makes all these things, your healing, your manifesting, your block clearing, your intuition, 10, 100 times more powerful. All this isn't included in Awakening Level 1, instant access. I call it the double intensive package because there's also Level 2, Mastering the Subconscious Mind. This is a live workshop. It's important. We have to do this one live. It's 2.5 days. I broadcast it online. You can do the whole training online in real time. We have an online chat room, online assistance. We'll give you a partner. You can do all the exercises, ask questions, get support. Or sometimes we also offer it as a live event in Los Angeles where you can come and join us. This is the event to give you the step-by-step process to give you the skills of a master healer. So there is in-depth training on every aspect of doing healings and manifesting. We have group discussions. We offer incredible resources and tools. I will show you step by step, A to Z, how to quickly identify core blocks and traumas, how to take a real person with a real problem and quickly zero in on what blocks do they have to clear, what new codes do they need to change their life, to heal, to make money, to find love, to find purpose. I'm going to give you all of my most powerful shortcuts and processes for instant healing. The most powerful gems I've learned that I've used to literally create over 1,500 miracles. I'm going to give all this to you. And we also have an extensive section of hands-on intuitive development. There's a whole half day just on igniting your intuition. The third piece of this double intensive package is the VIP Club. This is your ongoing support, your community, your opportunity for deep discovering. I'm going to give you 90 days of on-the-house access to my exclusive silver level VIP Club. In the VIP Club, we have live weekly practice groups. So you can come and practice what you've learned, ask questions, get support. I do a live demonstration every month. I give away a private session to one of the members every month, and everybody gets to attend and follow along and get healing and ask questions. Usually multiple times a month, we do live block clearing and Q&A sessions. Again, I want to give you lots of support, lots of opportunity to ask questions, to apply what you've learned. That's how we get to mastery. There's a huge archive of actual one-on-one sessions I've done. So you can listen to those and learn so much from listening. This is stuff cost me tens of thousands of dollars and years to discover. I'm just going to give it to you on a silver platter. You'll also get access to my deep learning masterclasses. And this is huge. There's a huge archive there. There's something 40 or 50 masterclasses I've done on all these different subjects. What you see on the screen here is just a handful of them. 7 Steps to Happiness, a masterclass on getting past fear, anger, addiction, on developing confidence, emotional eating, self-esteem, brain optimization, personality types, forgiveness, dissolving pain, and many more, many more. This is just a small fraction of them. This is the deep learning masterclasses to go much deeper into whatever topics, problems, areas that you are most interested in, that you most need. And so what does it cost? Well, here's the value. This is just the value. Level 1 alone, $19.97. I think it's worth 10 times that. I really do. Level 2 alone, $29.97. Again, I think it's worth at least 10 times that. I mean, what's it worth to develop the skills of a master healer? I don't want to overdo taking advantage of tragedy, but you know what? This is literally what saved the lives of my whole family. How much is that worth? A lot more than these numbers here. You'll also get 6 months at silver level in the VIP Club. That is your ongoing support, practice groups, live sessions, Q&As, demonstrations, private giveaways, the archive of deep discovering masterclasses, and Master Healer certification. Add it all up, that the value is $8,450. And honestly, I think it's worth at least 10 times this. But Okay, you're going, okay, Brent, so what's my investment? What is it going to cost? Well, don't forget, I literally spent 10 years and over $500,000 researching and reverse engineering the secrets of the master healers. That has been my path. So what should this cost you? Trust me, I know. And you may have been to some of these too. There are plenty of $10,000 and more workshops and coaching programs that don't deliver anywhere near the quality or the amount of content and hands-on experience you're going to get here. And so I really want you to experience this. I really want you to be a master healer. And so if you register now and choose the single pay option, the price is just $9.97. That's it for everything that we've discussed. Everything. And there's a payment plan option too, if that works better for you. And so you will get instant access to level 1, the secrets to higher dimensional living. You will learn, discover, experience, and use all 7 of these secrets to higher dimensional living within hours. You will get to come live to a Mastering the Subconscious Mind Awakening Level 2 weekend. 2.5 days. We always do an online broadcast. We have a chat room for everybody that's online. You get to ask questions, do the exercise, have a partner, be part of the group discussions. Sometimes I allow a live group into the room that I'm broadcasting from if you want to come out to Los Angeles. You will also get the 90 days in the VIP club at silver level. Ongoing support, a supportive community, people to work with, Q&A sessions, private sessions, giveaways, everything you need, an archive of deep discovery masterclasses, and your Master Healer certification. And so I've discounted it down over 85%. So you're saving $7,453. And again, it's just $997. That's it. To do for everything you need, the double intensive to develop the skills of a master healer. And I want to take away all the risk. This is important to me. I want you to know that there is no risk here because you are covered by a no questions asked 100% money back guarantee. And here's how it works. I am so confident in what you're going to learn here that you will find overwhelming value. That if you don't like it, after attending just the first full day of the live intensive, just let me know and get all your money back. And so this is a conditional refund. You have to attend the first day of the live weekend. That's it. You can join us online. You can come out to the live room in LA, your choice. If you come to the first day and you don't like it, get 100% of your money back, no questions asked. And so again, just $997 for everything. Money back guarantee, no risk to you. What you have to gain is the skills of a master healer to change lives, including your own. And there's no risk because I do put in the money back guarantee. That's important to me. And so I know that many of you watching this, you already know this is for you. If so, great. Just click the button on the webcast that says, yes, transform my life. And it'll take you to a page where you can make your investment and get your materials and dive right in. So I know that I've tried really hard to make this a no-brainer. I know you want this. I know you see the incredible value that I've spent my whole life developing this. And I want to give it to you. And I want you to experience this for yourself. But you might be wondering, okay, Brent, what exactly is going to happen if I invest in this Master Healer double intensive program? Okay, well, for that, I want to introduce one of my students. His name is Bijal. He's from Las Vegas. He is a long-time, very devout spiritual seeker. He's been doing this stuff for decades. And I want to share with you a very short video about his experience coming to this double intensive.
Hey there, this is Bijal Palmer, and I've been interested in spirituality, higher consciousness, energy work since 1977, December 1977. Just after I saw Star Wars, I was about 8 years old. But as an 8-year-old, I somehow understood this concept of the Force, and ever since then, I've been studying various forms of spirituality, different tools and processes. And most recently, I got an opportunity to study with Brent Phillips, who's based in LA. And of all the metaphysical teachers I've ever worked with, Brent puts this topic in a way that's easy to understand. And more importantly, he teaches several tools which you can start to apply immediately. In fact, I use these tools for myself. my family, and my clients in my business. So if you have any interest in metaphysics, spirituality, higher consciousness work, I highly recommend you attend Brent's program. You leave with some very practical knowledge and, more importantly, tools that you can start using immediately. For now, this is Bijal. Thank you for listening.
So now let me show you exactly what you're going to get in experience in this Master Healer Double Intensive. Number one, you'll develop the skills of a Master Healer almost overnight. Number two, you'll get the most powerful spiritual technology based on real science. Number three, you're going to learn how to do powerful instant healings. You will experience your own genuine spiritual awakening. And I want to emphasize just one of these things. Any one of these things makes it worth 10 times the investment. It really does. One powerful healing, one manifestation. You saw what happened to Michael, 130 grand in 2 days. This stuff is life-changing. Awakening, life-changing. You will discover the one great lie that creates all suffering and how to dissolve it. I know you want to learn that. I mean, seriously, how much is that worth? You'll be able to clear subconscious blocks in seconds. Literally, the first time through, you will clear subconscious blocks in seconds. It's that easy. You'll be able to install new codes into the subconscious instantly. This technology I've developed makes it that simple, really powerful. You will raise the setting on your subconscious financial thermostat. This is the real road to true prosperity, to really being supported by the universe. You will learn how to identify the core subconscious blocks that are the direct cause of illness, injury, poverty, depression, addiction, you name it. And you'll be able to clear them for yourself and for others. You will experience higher consciousness. Many people start to see energy and auras with their open eyes when they go through this. You will discover how to clear harmful radiation from your body and electronics. Again, just this one thing, if this is all you learned, this is life-changing. This would make it more than worth the investment. But you're not just going to get one thing, you're going to get dozens of life-changing insights and techniques. You will develop the skill of a master healer. You're going to learn to clear negative energy around you that's sabotaging your power. And most people that go through this actually see and feel the difference immediately. This is a life changer. You will understand the simple science that explains miracles. You will raise your consciousness significantly and permanently in just a weekend. You will radically improve the health of every cell of your body. You saw the pictures, you saw the slides, those are real. This changes you at a cellular level in a way that shows up on photos. I'm going to give to you all of my secrets and shortcuts and techniques, the exact processes I've used to create over 1,500 genuine miracles. And you're going to get the ability to create the conditions for a steady flow of miracles coming into your life. Now, just in case you're not convinced that this is the best deal of a lifetime, I'm going to offer some additional bonuses. Now, these are only available if you register during the webinar. And again, you can just click the button that says, yes, transform my life. No commitment for clicking the button. That takes you to a page where you can learn a little more about it and go through the checkout and get started. Within minutes, you will be on your journey into the higher dimensions. But if you're registered during the webinar, there's some extra bonuses here. Bonus number one is the Abundance Toolkit. And this is a masterclass called Abundance Through Benevolence. It's a combination of 7 high-definition video trainings and 7 PDF workbooks. There is also a masterclass called Spiritual Investing. Again, 7 high-def video trainings and 7 PDF workbooks, as well as the recorded Law of Attraction Summit. So all of that is just one of the bonuses. And any one of these things, again, could change the trajectory of your life. But I'm going to give you dozens and dozens of life changers. Bonus number 2, the Deep Theta Guided Meditation. It is a specially encoded audio to train your brain on how to go to a deep theta state. This is one of our secrets to turbocharge your meditation, your healing, your manifesting. And you get 2 versions, one that's 15 minutes, one that's 45. This is one of our secret technologies to train you in how to access that theta state and to get really deep really fast. Bonus number 3 is Secrets of Muscle Testing. It is a 1-hour video training to help you easily master 4 kinds of muscle testing. And on this video, I'm going to share with you all of my secrets and shortcuts and techniques that make muscle testing easy, fast, and fun. Pretty much everybody can do it, and it's very easy. And all this is included, and these are just the bonuses. So put it all together. You get instant access to Awakening Level 1, The Secrets to Higher Dimensional Living. You get the live ticket to join us for the 2.5-day Mastering the Subconscious Mind, Awakening Level 2 intensive. You get 90 days of silver level access to the VIP club, ongoing support, practice groups, a supportive community, opportunity for Q&A, deep discovery, masterclass archive, and Master Healer certification, and everything in the Abundance Toolkit, and the Deep Theta guided meditation, and the Secrets of Muscle Testing training. Everything. And all of this, just $9.97. And a payment plan is available too. And you might be wondering, okay, Brent, this maybe sounds too good to be true. Maybe you've gone in for other self-improvement programs and been disappointed. I have too. So I want to explain to you how it's possible that we achieve this all in just a weekend. Here's how you're going to do it. Number one, let's ask, okay, what is it you really need to become a master healer? The first thing is content. You want only the best of the best, the techniques, the secrets, the insights, the shortcuts. Again, I've spent 15 years reverse engineering the masters, pulling the gems out of all these different people and systems. All you're going to get is the gems, the best of the best. Number two, once you have the best content, you then need supervised practice. You have to use and apply what you've learned so you can ask questions and make adjustments. This is, of course, included. And you need ongoing support. One of my beefs with the self-improvement world, there's lots of places that'll take your money for a weekend seminar, and then they just kick you to the street and expect you to figure it all out on your own afterwards. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm going to be here for 90 days, giving you weekly practice groups, Q&A sessions, block clearing calls, demonstrations, an online community, and lots of deep learning opportunities. I want to give you truly everything you need. And so your investment will include instant access to the best of the best, the multimedia training. You will get the live training and exercises. That's where you're going to practice and get feedback and take your experience much deeper. And you'll get the community, the ongoing practice groups, the Q&A sessions, the on-demand deep learning. Put it all together. What does it equal? You become a master healer. It's that simple. Isn't that awesome? And so number one, your instant access to world-beating content. Within a few minutes, you will have full instant access to the Secrets to Higher Dimensional Living, Awakening Level 1, Weekend Intensive, all the modules. You'll be doing healings, block clearings, manifesting, intuitive readings, space clearing, radiation clearing within minutes to hours. It's that fast. It's that easy. It includes an extensive manual that's over 100 pages. You will discover and use all these 7 secrets of miracle engineering. You will experience the higher dimensions for yourself. You'll also get a quick start guide in case you're in a hurry and you want to learn just as much as you need to join us in level 2. So there's a quick start guide that says, hey, these are the essentials you need to join us in level 2. Come back for the rest later. Then the live weekend intensive. You get your full access ticket to Awakening Level 2, Mastering the Subconscious Mind. This is where we spend 2.5 days practicing, refining, going much deeper to learn the advanced techniques. You can join us online, and sometimes we have the option to join us live in the room in Los Angeles that I'm broadcasting from. This is your Master Healer training. All of my tips, tricks, secrets, processes, all included. We do frequent interactive exercises because I want you to apply and embody what you've learned. And just like level 1, the Awakening Level 2 also comes with another very detailed manual over 100 pages. And you'll also get a full recording of the live event so you can catch up on and review anything later at your own pace. Part number 3, the support, the Q&A, the community, the practice groups, the deep learning. You get 90 days at the silver level, the exclusive level in my VIP club. We do practice groups usually every week. Live groups, join us, get healing, give healing, ask questions. I do block clearing calls and Q&A sessions personally, usually 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a month. Every month I do at least one live demonstration of a healing session that I give away to a member. I hope you join us. I hope you win one of these sessions. There's also an archive of deep learning content. There's dozens, there's 40 some master classes, video trainings, recorded block clearing calls, articles, special event materials. There's an enormous amount of material that is available to take you deeper into whatever you're most interested in, whatever you need the most. And if you register now, it's just $9.97 for everything. The double intensive, the VIP club, all the bonuses, everything included. It is, of course, covered by a 100% money back guarantee. I'm so confident in this that I want you to know that there is no risk to you. And it is a conditional guarantee. And I will say that if you don't feel you got at least double the value you paid for after attending the first day of the live intensive, I insist that you tell me so you can get all your money back. Because I'm so confident you're going to find this technology mind-blowing. That this is, again, there's not just one or two good ideas here. There's dozens and dozens of processes, insights, techniques, and secrets, any one of which will change your life. Any one of these many, many things you'll learn can totally change your life, will make it 10 times what you paid for it. I have total confidence. And it is a conditional guarantee. You got to just try the first day of the live intensive. That's all I ask. If you don't like it, if you don't think it's worth at least twice what you paid, if not more, no problem. You can leave, get all your money back, and keep the bonuses. But you do need to take action to make your investment during this webinar to get the hugest discount, to get the 100% no risk guarantee, and all the bonus items included. And so you can, again, just click the button on your webcast. It should see a little button on your screen that says, yes, transform my life. Or, if you prefer to type in the URL, it's right there on the screen. And so I know that you want the best spiritual technology to improve your life. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to transition to a Q&A. And I'm going to spend some time going through your questions and answering them. And so we'll stay on for an hour, maybe two. I'm going to do my best to answer everybody's questions before we finish here. But just a reminder, you do need to take action if you want to get the maximum discount and the 100% money back guarantee and all the bonuses. If you wait, don't be surprised if you come back later and the price has gone up or the offer isn't as attractive. So let me jump over to my Q&A window and we'll start answering some of your questions.